Hey everyone, and a really huge thanks to Teacher Ricky for letting us jump onto his channel for this deep dive.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be looking at a book that I think is really going to resonate with you guys. The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma.
Right?
This is the book that I think a lot of you guys have probably heard about, maybe even read.
Mm-hmm.
And today we want to really dive in.
Yeah.
Give you guys some really practical takeaways that you can use to develop powerful habits and really kind of unlock your own potential.
Yeah, I think that's the key here, right? It's not just about the concepts.
Yeah.
It's about turning them into actions.
Absolutely.
Making them a part of your everyday life.
Now, Sharma uses a fictional story in this book to kind of illustrate his points, and the characters are super relatable.
Yeah, I really like that.
So we have an entrepreneur who's feeling burned out.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Totally.
Right.
An artist
Right.
who's struggling to find their spark,
Mm-hmm.
and then this mysterious billionaire mentor
The guy.
who comes in
Yeah.
and takes them on this journey of self-discovery.
Yeah, it's interesting because at first the entrepreneur and the artist are like totally skeptical.
Oh, yeah.
They're like 5 a.m. Are you kidding me?
Who wants to wake up when it's still dark outside?
Exactly.
Right.
But as they spend more time with the mentor,
Yeah.
they start to see the
Yeah.
power of that early hour,
Uh-huh.
which Sharma calls the victory hour.
Now, this victory hour
Yeah.
is really the heart of the book.
I think so.
It's about winning that first hour of your day
Mm-hmm.
from 5 to 6 a.m.
That's right.
And Sharma breaks it down into 3 core components.
Yeah.
It's the first one.
The 20-20-20 formula,
Okay.
the 4 focuses of history makers,
Uh-huh.
and then the day stacking foundation.
It's like setting this incredible foundation
Yeah.
for the rest of your day.
So with that 20-20-20 formula, it's 20 minutes of exercise,
Right.
20 minutes of reflection, and then 20 minutes of personal growth.
So it's like a holistic
Yes,
start to your day,
it is.
not just focusing on
one thing.
one thing.
One thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So think about it. Like you start with a workout
Yeah.
that just gets your body going.
Yeah.
And then you go into some meditation or maybe you do some journaling to just quiet your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And then you dedicate some time to learning something new or working on a passion project.
That sounds amazing.
I
He's
mean,
a
honestly,
game changer.
the idea of like,
Front loading your day.
yes, front loading your day with all of these positive things.
Yes.
I can see how that would just set you up
It does.
for a much more productive, focused,
More.
happy day.
And the thing is that a lot of people like, get to the end of the day and they feel like,
Oh.
oh, I didn't have any time for myself.
Exactly.
So this is like you are prioritizing yourself.
Yes.
Right from the start.
And that's what I think is so powerful about this
Yeah.
book.
Yeah.
And then the 4 focuses of history makers, it's like this deeper level.
Yes.
It's not just about the hustle and grind.
Yeah.
It's about aligning your mindset,
Mm-hmm.
your heart set,
Yeah.
your health set,
Absolutely.
your soul set,
Absolutely.
a holistic approach.
It is.
Yeah.
And I really love that.
I do too.
Because, we talk about success
Hmm.
a lot, and people define it in different ways.
Right.
But Sharma's really emphasizing that.
Mm.
It's not just
About external.
achievements,
It's about like cultivating,
your inner worth.
yes, your inner strength,
Yeah.
your resilience,
Yes.
your sense of purpose.
Absolutely.
It's about like who you are as a human being.
Yeah, and that actually impacts your external
Right.
achievement.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
So like he's saying that mindset
Mm-hmm.
like really shapes our reality.
It does.
If we believe we can achieve something,
Yeah.
we're much more likely to put in the work to make it happen.
And to overcome the obstacles.
Yes. And it's not just about like
You mean-
positive thinking. It's about having that deep belief in yourself.
And also understanding that failure is a part of the process.
Yes.
You're going to have setbacks,
Absolutely.
but it's how you respond to them
that defines you.
that matters.
Yeah. And there's this really interesting part in the book where the entrepreneur, he has this nightmare
Oh, yeah.
about losing his company.
Yeah, I remember that part.
And it was so vivid and it really reflected like his deepest anxieties.
Yeah. I mean, even successful people have
yeah.
these fears
They do.
of failure.
It's so human.
It is.
Right.
It's about recognizing those fears
Yeah.
and not letting them control you.
So Sharma is saying like we need to move beyond this fear
Yeah.
and embrace what he calls this philosophy of depth over shallowness.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that actually look like?
What does that mean in practical terms?
What does that mean?
Well, I think it's about
Mhm.
pursuing a life of meaning
Hmm.
and purpose
Yeah.
instead of chasing those
Like a
superficial achievements.
It's about going deep
It is.
with your work,
Mm.
with your relationships,
Yeah.
with your personal growth.
Absolutely.
It's about being present,
yeah.
mindful,
Intentional.
in everything.
Yeah.
So instead of like, endlessly scrolling through social media
Right. Or comparing yourself to others.
or comparing yourself to others, right?
Yeah.
He's saying focus on those activities
Mm-hmm.
that bring you joy,
Yeah.
that challenge you to grow,
Yes.
that connect you
to something bigger.
to something bigger than yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that.
Now, another thing that I found really interesting in this first part of the book is his discussion on willpower.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
It's something that we all struggle with,
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
Especially when we're trying to
New habit.
build new habits.
Mhm.
And he explains that willpower is like a muscle,
Yes.
and it can be strengthened through these specific techniques.
It's not something that you're just born with.
It's not like you either have it or you don't.
Exactly. You can train it.
Yeah.
You can build it up over time.
And I think that's so empowering
It is.
because we often feel like, oh,
Yeah.
I just don't have the willpower
Right.
to do this thing.
Yeah, and then you beat yourself up about it.
Exactly.
Wow.
But Sharma's saying, no,
Yeah.
it's something you can work on.
Yeah, you can actually build your willpower muscle.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating.
And one of the ways to do that
Yeah.
is to understand
Your triggers.
your triggers,
Yeah, your weakness.
your
Yeah.
weaknesses.
So, like, if you know
Yeah.
you're prone to procrastination,
Uh-huh.
you can put systems in place
Right.
to make it easier to get started.
So maybe you break down a task
Mm-hmm.
into smaller chunks,
Yes. Or you set deadlines.
or you set deadlines, right?
Yeah. And another thing is, like, rewarding yourself
Oh, yes.
along the way.
That's so important.
So, you celebrate those small wins.
Mm-hmm.
It reinforces those positive behaviors.
Yeah. And it keeps you motivated
Exactly.
because we often wait until we've achieved this big thing
Right.
before we reward ourselves.
And then it feels like
And then it's like
so far away.
so far away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So celebrate those little wins
absolutely.
along the way.
Now, Sharma also has some really strong opinions about technology.
Oh, yeah.
And this billionaire mentor,
Mm-hmm.
he's all about using technology
Intentionally.
intentionally for good,
Yeah.
but he's also really aware
Of the downside.
of how it can
distract us.
distract
And
us
addictive.
and make us less productive.
Yeah. He calls it
He calls it
broken focus syndrome.
which I think is
So true.
such a brilliant way to describe it.
Right.
Like we're constantly being bombarded
By all these notifications.
by notifications, emails, social
Mm.
media updates,
Right. And just,
fragments our attention.
yes.
And I think about like how many times I've picked up my phone just to check something
Yeah.
quickly, and then I'm like down this rabbit hole.
20 minutes later.
20 minutes later, I'm like, what am I even doing?
Right.
And I've gotten nothing done.
Exactly.
So the key here is to be more mindful
Mm-hmm.
about how we use technology.
To use it intentionally.
To use it intentionally.
And not let it use us.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Sharma suggests some things like
Setting boundaries.
setting boundaries. So like
Certain times of day.
certain times a day.
Our tech-free zones.
Yeah, like no phone zones.
Right.
And
You can use apps.
oh yeah, there are some great apps out there
Yeah.
that block distracting websites
Mm-hmm.
during certain times,
Yeah.
and also just having a dedicated workspace.
Yeah, that's important.
That's free from distractions.
That's key.
Yeah.
Your brain associates certain spaces
Right.
with certain activities.
So if you're working in bed, it's
They're going to be thinking about
you're going to be sleepy.
sleep.
You're going to want to watch Netflix.
Yeah.
Or
You
you're
know,
just going to want
check social media.
to work.
Yeah.
So having that dedicated workspace
Yeah.
signals to your brain
It's a time to work.
it's time to focus.
Yeah.
Now, Sharma also offers a bunch of really practical strategies for overcoming procrastination,
Mm.
which is something we all struggle with.
Yeah, for
for
sure.
building lasting habits.
Yeah.
And one that really stood out to me
Oh, yeah.
was the 66-day minimum.
Yes.
Now, this is based on the idea
Mm-hmm.
that it takes
At least 66 days.
66 days
Consistent effort.
to make a new habit stick,
Yes, to really install it
to install it.
in your life.
So if you're trying to establish a new morning routine,
Mm-hmm.
you need to commit to it for at least 66 days
Yeah.
before it starts to feel like second nature.
Yeah, because a lot of people, they try something for a
Uh,
week or two,
Yeah,
and they're like, oh,
it's not working.
it's not working.
I'm giving up.
Yeah.
But it actually takes time
It does.
to rewire our brains.
Yes, and the science behind that is fascinating.
Yeah.
He explains that you're creating these new neural pathways.
So it's literally changing the structure of your brain.
It is.
So those first few weeks might feel really challenging.
Yeah, because your brain's like,
What is going on?
what is going on? This is not
This is new.
the usual routine.
Yeah.
But if you stick with it,
It gets easier.
it gets easier.
And eventually that new habit becomes automatic.
Yes.
So don't give up.
Don't give up.
Keep going.
Yeah.
66 days.
There you go.
Now, another really important point that Sharma makes is that sleep is crucial
Absolutely.
for optimal brain function.
Yes.
You know, it's like a nightly cleaning process for your brain.
I love that analogy.
It's clearing out the toxins,
Mm-hmm.
consolidating memories.
Yeah.
And if we skimp on sleep,
Yeah, you're sabotaging yourself.
we're sabotaging all of our efforts
all your efforts
to build those good habits,
better habits.
to reach our full potential.
Mm-hmm.
So you reckon a consistent sleep schedule
Yes. Going to bed and waking up.
around the same time every day.
Even on weekends.
Yeah, even on weekends.
Yeah, that's the tough one.
I know.
But it really helps.
Regulate our natural.
Sleep-wake cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what else?
What?
Creating a relaxing bedtime routine.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Like taking a warm bath,
Yeah.
reading a book.
Listening to calming music.
Yeah.
Making sure your bedroom is dark.
Go.
Quiet. Cool.
Yeah, like a cave.
Yes. Right.
Cozy cave.
So those are some of the key takeaways from this first part of the 5 a.m. Club.
Yeah, there's so much more to uncover.
There is.
But I think these are
This is a good foundation,
a great starting point.
right?
Yeah, and you know the thing is,
Yeah.
you don't have to do everything all at once. You can start small.
Pick one thing.
Maybe just focus on that early wake-up time.
Right.
Or maybe you start with that 20-20-20 formula.
Yeah, or maybe it's just creating that dedicated workspace.
Exactly.
Right.
And then build from there.
And then just keep building on it.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a journey.
It's a journey, not a destination.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's so great about this book is that it gives you this like
Frames.
framework,
And then you can,
customize it
yes.
to your own life,
To your own needs.
your own needs,
Your own goals.
your own goals.
Yeah. Welcome back to our deep dive into the 5 a.m. Club.
I'm so excited to keep going.
Me too.
We left off with the 10 tactics of lifelong genius.
Yes.
And I think we should really break those down because they're super actionable.
AR.
And it's all about really giving you guys the tools.
So transform your lives.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the first one is habit installation.
Yeah.
And this builds on that 66-day minimum that we talked about in part 1.
Absolutely.
It takes consistent effort over time.
To make those positive behaviors automatic.
Like rewire your brain.
Totally.
So think about a habit you'd like to develop.
Yeah.
Maybe it's exercising every day.
Mm.
Maybe it's reading before bed.
Yeah.
And imagine committing to that for 66 days straight. No excuses.
Now, what's fascinating is that Sharma actually explains the science behind this.
Yeah, he does.
He talks about how when we repeat a behavior consistently, we're actually creating new neural pathways in our brains.
So it's like literally changing the structure of your brain,
It is.
which is
So
incredible.
those first few weeks might feel challenging.
Yeah, because your brain's like, what are you doing?
What is going on?
This is new. This is different.
But if you stick with it,
Mhm.
it gets easier.
It will.
And eventually that new habit becomes second nature.
Yes, it becomes automatic.
It does.
It's like learning to ride a bike.
Exactly.
At first, it's wobbly and awkward, and you're like, I'm going to fall.
Yeah.
But then with practice, you don't even think about it.
You just do it.
You just do it.
Yeah.
It's like amazing.
It is.
So now the second tactic is early awakening.
Mm-hmm.
And this is all about reclaiming those precious morning hours.
Remember that victory hour?
Yes.
It's not just about waking up early. It's about owning your morning.
Yes. Setting a powerful intention for the day.
And I think this is where a lot of people get tripped up.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm not a morning person.
Right.
But Sharma challenges that notion.
He does.
He says anyone can become a morning person with the right mindset and strategies.
Yes. And he actually gives you those strategies in the book,
He does.
which is great.
And it's about, creating a compelling reason to get out of bed.
Yeah. Like, why do you want to wake up? What
Exactly.
are you going to do at that time?
And then designing a morning routine
yeah.
that really energizes and inspires you.
Yes. And the billionaire mentor in the book, he gives these great tips for making that happen.
Oh, yeah.
Like setting your alarm across the room.
So you have to actually get out of bed to turn it off.
Yes.
Having a glass of water first thing in the morning.
Plus, hydrate.
Hydrate your body and mind. And even rewarding yourself with something you enjoy, like a cup of coffee or listening to your favorite music.
Right. Make it something you look forward to.
Exactly.
No, what's interesting is that Sharma also really emphasizes the importance of going to bed early.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
We can't skimp on sleep.
It's not about sacrificing sleep.
No, it's about creating a healthy sleep-wake cycle
Right.
that supports both early rising and optimal rest.
You know, that's something that I've been working on,
Mm-hmm.
and it's made such a difference.
Yeah, it's amazing how much better you feel.
When you get enough sleep,
Yes.
and then you can actually wake up early.
And you want to wake up.
And you want to wake up.
Yeah, you're not dragging yourself out of bed.
Right.
You're like, oh, I'm ready for this.
Okay, so the third tactic is the tight bubble of total focus.
That's a good one.
And this is so relevant.
In today's world.
I mean, come on.
Right.
We are
It's
constantly
silly.
bombarded with distraction.
It's crazy.
So this is about creating a sacred space
Mm-hmm.
where you can truly focus.
Without interruption.
And remember the billionaire's warning about broken focus syndrome?
Yes.
This is the antidote.
It is.
And I think we all need to pay attention to this one.
We do.
Because think about how often we multitask.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
All the time.
I'm checking my email while I'm trying to work on a project,
Yeah. Or you're scrolling through social media.
while having a conversation.
Right.
And it's just this fragmented attention.
It makes us less productive.
Less productive,
Less present.
less present, and I think less happy,
Yeah.
ultimately.
It's not sustainable.
It's not.
So Sharma suggests
Mhm.
creating that dedicated workspace
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
free from distractions.
Yeah.
Turning off notifications.
Yes.
And using techniques like the Pomodoro method,
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
where you work in focused bursts
It's about being intentional with your time and energy.
and giving your undivided attention to the task at hand.
And I think that's the key.
It is.
It's not about like working longer hours.
Yeah.
It's about working smarter.
It is.
Okay, so tactic number 4 is the 9091 rule.
Okay.
Now, this takes focus to a whole other level.
It does.
So it's about identifying.
Your single most important task
Yes.
for the next 90 days
Yeah.
and dedicating 90% of your workday to that one task.
Imagine.
It's like laser focus.
Laser focus.
It might sound extreme,
It does sound extreme.
but imagine the progress you could make.
If you could eliminate all those distractions
Right.
and really hone in on that one thing.
Yeah, just think about that for a second.
Yeah.
What could you accomplish
What could you achieve?
if you had that level of focus?
For 90 days.
For 90 days.
This rule is about cutting through all the noise,
Yeah.
all the busy work,
Mm-hmm.
all those urgent but not important tasks.
That clutter up our days and drain our energy.
Yeah, and I think we all have those.
We do, right?
We get caught up
We get caught up
in the whirlwind.
and we're not focusing
It
on
really moves the needle.
the things that actually matter. Exactly.
So now the 5th tactic is the 60-10 method.
Okay.
And this is about balancing intense work with strategic recovery.
So it's a rhythm.
Yes.
It's a flow.
It is.
So the idea is you work in 60-minute intervals
Mm-hmm.
followed by 10-minute breaks.
And this helps to prevent burnout
Yes.
and keep your energy levels high.
Throughout the day.
So it's not about pushing.
Whoa.
It's about working hard
Yeah.
and then taking a break to recover.
Replenishing your energy
Yes.
so that you can come back even
Oh.
stronger.
Like high-performance athletes.
Exactly. They
Yeah.
train
They
hard.
train hard
And then they take time to rest and recover.
because they know that's how they're going to perform at their best.
Absolutely.
So during those 10-minute breaks,
Yeah.
Sharma recommends getting up,
Moving your body.
stretching,
Yeah, going for a walk.
doing something completely unrelated to work,
To clear your mind, reduce stress.
boost creativity.
Yeah, give your brain a chance to just relax and reset.
Yeah.
Okay, so tactic number 6 is 2WW.
2 W's.
Yeah. It stands for learning to world class.
Yes.
And it's all about investing in our knowledge and skills.
So Sharma suggests dedicating 2 hours each week,
To deep, focused learning,
yeah, in your chosen field.
whatever that may be.
So this could be reading books, listening to podcasts,
Taking online courses.
attending workshops.
Yeah, or even just having conversations with experts in your field.
Yeah, like picking their brains.
Exactly.
Right.
The key here is to be intentional about your learning
Yes.
and to focus on areas that will help you grow and expand your capabilities.
And I think this is so important because the world is changing so rapidly.
It is.
And the only way to stay ahead of the curve
Is to be constantly learning.
is to be constantly learning.
Yeah.
And it's not just about acquiring new knowledge.
No, it's about developing a growth mindset.
Yes.
and a thirst for continuous improvement.
And, that's something that I've always been really passionate about, and it's made such a difference in my life
Yeah, it's amazing how much you can accomplish.
when you're constantly learning.
Absolutely.
So tactic number 7 is 2MP,
Okay.
which stands for implementing mastery practices.
So this builds on the previous tactic.
Yeah.
It's about putting what we learn into action.
Yes, translating knowledge into tangible results.
So it's not just about passive learning.
Right.
It's about actually applying it to your life.
Yes.
Making it real.
And that's where the real growth happens.
It is.
Right.
So, set specific goals.
Yeah.
Experiment with new techniques.
Seek feedback.
Yeah.
Like really get out there and do it.
Yeah.
Now, tactic number 8 is the second wind workout.
This one's interesting.
Yeah.
It might seem a bit out of place,
Maybe at first.
but Sharma makes a really compelling argument
He does.
for the importance of physical fitness,
Yeah. And I love how he connects.
the physical and the mental.
Yeah.
He explains that physical strength builds mental toughness, and that pushing our physical limits helps us develop resilience,
Discipline.
a strong work ethic.
Yeah.
And it's not about becoming a bodybuilder,
Right. It's about challenging yourself.
stepping outside your comfort zone.
Proving to yourself that you're capable of more than you think.
Yeah, and there's something really empowering about that.
There is.
So, find a form of exercise that you enjoy,
Mhm.
whether it's running, swimming, cycling, yoga.
Or even just a brisk walk.
Yeah, exactly.
The key is to move your body
Get your heart rate up.
and break a sweat.
Yeah, release those endorphins.
Tactic number 9 is traffic university.
Okay.
Now, this is a great example
Of Sharma's philosophy.
of maximizing every moment.
Yes.
So he suggests turning your commute time.
Which is often wasted time.
Right, we're just sitting there.
Yeah.
Into learning time.
I love this.
So this is where audiobooks, podcasts, language learning apps
All those things.
come in handy.
Yeah. Imagine transforming that frustrating time
Stuck in traffic
stuck in traffic.
into an opportunity to expand your knowledge and develop new skills.
Or just enjoy a good story.
Yeah, it's amazing how much you can learn
If you just make use of that time.
if you just shift your perspective.
Exactly.
Okay, and then
Yeah.
tactic number 10 is the dream team technique.
Okay.
And this is all about leveraging the power of collaboration.
And outsourcing.
Yes, Sharma argues that we don't have to do everything ourselves,
Oh, we don't.
and that by building a team of experts who can support us in areas where we need help,
Yeah.
we can free up our time and energy.
To focus on our strengths.
Yes, and I think this is so important because we often feel like we have to be good at everything.
Right.
And we have to do everything ourselves.
And we get overwhelmed.
And then we get overwhelmed.
And we end up not doing anything well.
Exactly.
So this is about letting go of that control.
Yeah.
And trusting other people.
Trusting other people to help us.
Yeah.
So this might involve hiring a virtual assistant, outsourcing tasks to freelancers, or just delegating responsibilities to others within our organization.
Yeah. And it's about finding the right people
Yes.
who align with your values.
Who are experts in their field.
Who can really help you take your business or your life to the next level.
So those are the 10 tactics of lifelong genius.
And they're all so powerful.
They are.
And the thing is, you don't have to do them all at once. You can
Okay.
start with one or two that really resonate with you.
You just start experimenting
Yeah. And see what works for you.
and then build from there.
Yeah. It's a journey.
It's all a journey.
Now, in addition to these 10 tactics,
Mm-hmm.
Sharma also introduces this really intriguing concept called temporary hypofrontality.
That sounds super complicated.
It does.
Break it down for us.
Okay, so hypofrontality refers to a state
Mm-hmm.
where the prefrontal cortex,
Yeah.
which is the part of our brain,
That's responsible for all the important stuff.
yeah, planning, decision-making, willpower,
Yeah.
is temporarily less active.
So less dominant.
Ex-
And you might think that sounds like a bad thing.
Right.
But it can actually be incredibly beneficial for creativity.
And insight.
So it's like when that part of our brain is less active,
Yeah.
other parts of our brain,
Have a chance to shine.
yeah,
And we get those new
is
connections.
breakthroughs.
Yeah, it's like our minds are able to wander more freely,
Right.
explore new possibilities.
It's like giving your brain a break from all that like logical thinking
Exactly.
and just letting it
be free.
be free.
Yeah.
So Sharma explains that activities like meditation, exercise,
Spending time in nature
spending time in nature,
can actually induce this state
it's like giving our brains a chance to reboot.
and come back refreshed,
Yes.
ready to tackle new challenges.
Okay, now remember those 4 focuses of history makers we talked about earlier.
Mindset, heart set, health set, soul set.
Sharma really dives into those.
In more detail.
And it's pure gold.
Yeah, it is.
And it's a reminder that true success...
It's not just about having a brilliant mind.
Right.
It's about aligning
Our thoughts.
Yeah.
Our physical health.
Our spiritual connection.
It's a holistic approach to personal growth and fulfillment.
Yeah, I love that.
So let's start with mindset.
Okay.
Sharma stresses the importance of cultivating a growth mindset.
Which is?
Believing that you can always learn, evolve, improve.
Yeah.
Regardless of your age or your current circumstances.
It's about seeing challenges
as opportunities for growth?
Yes.
Stepping outside your comfort zone?
Seeing setbacks as valuable learning experiences.
Not failures.
Exactly.
He even shares this story.
Oh, yeah.
About how his mentor, the spellbinder,
made him drink a whole pot of hot lemon water. Just to teach him a lesson.
a lesson about pushing past his limits.
Huh? I don't know if I would do that.
I know it's intense, but it's a good illustration of, like, not letting our perceived limitations hold us back.
Absolutely.
Okay, now, Heartset is all about managing our emotions.
Yeah.
And cultivating a positive outlook.
Recognizing that we all have emotional baggage.
We do.
From past experiences.
But Sharma emphasizes the importance of processing and releasing those negative emotions.
Yeah, so they don't hold us back from experiencing joy.
Fulfillment.
Yeah.
So he recommends practices like journaling, gratitude exercises, forgiveness rituals.
All those things that help us heal those old wounds.
Yeah.
Create space for love and happiness to flourish.
And he even talks about his own personal struggles with anger and resentment.
Oh, yeah.
And how, through intentional effort,
he learned to cultivate a more peaceful and forgiving heart.
That's inspiring.
Yeah.
It's because I think we all struggle with that to some degree.
We do.
Okay, yeah.
It's about recognizing those emotions and choosing
to let them go.
Exactly.
So now HealthSet is all about taking care of our physical bodies.
Absolutely.
And Sharma is a huge advocate for exercise.
Healthy eating.
Getting enough sleep.
Yeah, he believes these are non-negotiables.
If you want to perform at your best,
yeah,
he shares a ton of practical tips in the book.
From
specific workout routines to his favorite healthy recipes.
Mm-hmm.
And he emphasizes the importance of listening to your body.
Understanding your own unique needs.
And making choices.
That support your overall well-being.
Yes, and I think that's really key.
It is.
Because we often try to fit ourselves into these molds of what we think we should be doing.
Yeah.
But everyone is different.
Everyone's different.
So it's about finding what works for you.
Exactly.
Okay, now SoulSet is all about connecting with our deeper purpose.
Yes.
And living a life of meaning.
And I think this is where it gets really deep.
Yeah.
Sharma believes that we all have a unique contribution to make to the world.
We do.
And that it's our responsibility.
To discover and express.
Yeah, he encourages us to explore our passions.
And cultivate our talent.
And to find ways.
To do our skills.
To make a positive impact.
And he even shares this beautiful quote from the book The Prophet by Khalil Gibran.
Oh, yeah.
About work is love made visible.
I love that quote.
And it's just this powerful reminder that true success
is not just about achieving external goals.
Right.
It's about aligning our actions with our values and living a life that feels authentic and fulfilling.
Yeah.
Now, remember that 20-20-20 formula for the Victory Hour.
Yeah.
Sharma gives a really detailed breakdown of that.
He does.
And he walks us through each 20-minute block.
Yeah, providing specific examples and tips.
To make the most of that time.
So let's break that down. The first 20 minutes
is all about exercise.
Yeah.
Now remember, it's not about punishing yourself.
Or trying to become a bodybuilder.
No, it's about moving your body.
Getting your blood flowing.
Waking up your mind.
So he recommends activities like running, swimming, cycling, yoga.
Or even just a brisk walk.
The key is to find something you enjoy.
That you can do consistently.
And to push yourself just enough.
To get your heart rate up and break a sweat.
Yeah, you want to challenge yourself.
Yeah, but not torture yourself.
And he also talks about the mental benefits of exercise.
Oh.
How it helps clear your head.
Reduce stress.
Boost your mood.
It's like a magic potion.
It is.
So that first 20 minutes is all about priming your body and mind for the day ahead.
Okay, so now we move into the 20 minutes of reflection.
This is my favorite part.
It's such a valuable practice.
It is.
This is a time to quiet your mind, connect with your inner self, and gain clarity on your goals and priorities.
So Sharma recommends practices like meditation, journaling, visualization.
And he shares his own personal journaling routine, which includes writing down his goals for the day, expressing gratitude, processing any challenges or frustrations.
And I think gratitude is so important.
It is.
Because it really shifts your perspective.
Yes.
And it helps you to focus on the good things in your life.
Yeah, even when things are tough.
Yeah. And he also talks about the power of visualization.
Yes.
Like imagining yourself achieving your goals.
Feeling those emotions.
And I think that's so powerful because it really helps to create that belief.
You can actually achieve it. So this 20-minute block is all about setting your intentions for the day and creating that positive and focused mindset.
Absolutely.
And then finally, we have the 20 minutes of personal growth.
Yes, this is where you invest in your knowledge, skills, and overall development.
And Sharma recommends activities like reading, listening to audiobooks or podcasts, taking online courses, or even learning a new language.
Yeah.
And he believes that continuous learning is essential for staying ahead of the curve,
Expanding your horizons.
reaching your full potential.
And a commitment to lifelong learning.
And this 20-minute block is all about feeding your mind,
Acquiring new knowledge.
honing your skills.
Yeah.
Now, I know what some of you might be thinking.
How do I actually wake up at 5 a.m.?
Yeah?
That's the big question.
So Sharma actually addresses that head on in the book.
He does.
He gives some really practical tips.
Yeah.
And he emphasizes that building any new habit, especially one as challenging as waking up early,
Yeah.
requires willpower, strategy, and consistency.
It's a three-pronged approach.
So he recommends starting by gradually adjusting your wake-up time
Yeah, maybe 15 minutes earlier each day.
until you reach your target of 5 a.m.
Yeah, don't go cold turkey.
Ease into it.
Yeah.
Make it sustainable.
And create a consistent sleep schedule.
Yes. Going to bed and waking up around the same time each day,
Even on weekends.
even on weekends,
Mm.
and design your evening routine to support restful sleep.
Yeah.
So that means avoiding caffeine and alcohol before bed, creating a relaxing bedtime ritual,
Yeah.
making sure your bedroom is dark, quiet, and cool.
Yeah. Those are all key.
And he even suggests investing in a high-quality alarm clock,
Oh,
placing it across the room so you have to physically get out of bed to turn it off.
Yeah.
And I've done that, and it makes a huge difference.
Because when you're lying in bed,
You're like, oh, I can just hit the snooze button.
just 5 more minutes.
But then 5 minutes turns into 10 minutes, turns into 20 minutes.
And then you're rushed.
And you're stressed.
And you've missed your victory hour.
So get up. Don't hit snooze.
Get up, splash some cold water on your face, and start your victory hour routine.
And I think once you experience the magic of that early hour,
Yeah.
that increased productivity,
The clarity.
this sense of accomplishment, you'll be hooked. I think so too.
Yeah.
And to help you stay motivated,
Yeah.
set clear goals,
For your victory hour.
track your progress.
Celebrate your wins.
Yeah. And find an accountability partner.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Join a group of like-minded individuals who are also committed to the 5 a.m. club lifestyle.
Yes. Community is so important.
It is.
It helps you to stay motivated.
Stay inspired.
Just stay on track.
So now remember that story.
About the entrepreneur's nightmare?
Yeah.
About losing his company?
It turns out to be prophetic.
Oh, yeah.
Shortly after returning from their trip,
With the billionaire.
the entrepreneur's investors launch a hostile takeover attempt.
I know. That part was so intense.
Yeah, it's a reminder that the business world can be ruthless, and that even the most successful people
Or vulnerable.
are vulnerable to forces outside their control.
Yeah.
But instead of crumbling under pressure
The entrepreneur draws on those lessons he's learned
from the billionaire,
from the billionaire
and he fights back,
with everything he's got.
it's like he discovers this inner strength,
This resilience.
this tenacity that he didn't know he had.
Yeah, and he uses that to save his company.
It's such a great example
It is.
of the 5 a.m. club philosophy in action.
Yeah.
Because it's not just theory.
No.
It's about applying these principles to real-world challenges
Yeah.
and seeing real results.
And he does.
He saves his company.
He does.
Now, throughout the book, the billionaire drops these little nuggets of wisdom
Oh, yeah.
that he calls the billionaire's maxims.
Yeah, I love those.
They're like these concise summaries,
Of his most important lessons.
and they're packed with insights.
They are.
So let's talk about a few of them.
Okay.
One of my favorites is failure expands you.
No, yeah, that's a good one.
It's a reminder that setbacks and challenges,
Are inevitable.
but they're also opportunities.
For growth and learning.
And I think we often forget that.
We do. Welcome back to the Deep Dive. As we wrap up our exploration of the 5 a.m. Club, let's shift gears a bit and delve into some of the deeper, more philosophical questions that Robin Sharma raises. You know, beyond the productivity hacks and morning routines, this book really gets you thinking about what it means to live a life of meaning and purpose.
It does. And I think that's what makes the 5 a.m. Club so compelling. It's not just a self-help book. It's a philosophical treatise on how to live a life that is both successful and fulfilling.
Absolutely.
One of the themes that really struck me in this final part of the book is the idea of embracing our own mortality. The billionaire mentor doesn't shy away from talking about death.
Right.
In fact, he encourages the entrepreneur and the artist to really confront their fears about it.
It's almost like he's saying, look, we're all going to die someday, so why not make the most of the time we have? Why not live a life that truly matters?
And he doesn't just leave them hanging with these big existential questions. He offers a framework for finding meaning and purpose. Talking about aligning our actions with our values, contributing to something larger than ourselves, and leaving a positive impact on the world.
Yeah. I love that story he shares about a man he met who said he felt immense joy whenever he saw someone who was alive.
Yeah.
And when the billionaire asked him why, the man replied, because I've seen so many people die in my life that to meet someone still living is a special gift.
Such a powerful perspective shift.
It is.
It reminds us to appreciate the preciousness of life and to really savor each moment.
It does.
And building on that idea of connection, the billionaire also stresses the importance of love and relationships. He argues that our connections with others are the ultimate source of meaning and happiness.
It's true.
He encourages us to nurture those relationships, to express love freely, and to appreciate the people in our lives while we still have them. And he talks about his own experience of losing his wife, Vanessa, and how that loss really shaped his perspective on life. He says, you can't take your degrees, net worth, and fancy toys with you when you die. I've never seen a moving truck following a hearse on the way to the cemetery.
Wow.
It's a stark reminder that material possessions are fleeting. What truly matters is the love we share and the impact we have on others.
It is.
And speaking of impact, the billionaire also emphasizes the importance of finding our tribe.
Yeah, our people.
Yeah, surrounding ourselves with people who support our growth, who challenge us to be our best selves, and who share our values.
Yeah, it's about quality over quantity.
And he's a big believer in the power of mentorship, of both seeking out mentors who can guide us and being mentors to others. He believes that we all have something to teach and something to learn, and that by sharing our knowledge and experiences, we create this ripple effect of positive impact.
Love that.
Now, as the entrepreneur and the artist are preparing to head back to their own lives, the billionaire gives them one final piece of advice: to embrace the concept of oscillation.
Yes, the twin cycle of elite performance.
It's about understanding that natural rhythm of work and recovery, of pushing hard and then taking time to rest and recharge. He reminds them that life is a marathon, not a sprint, and that to sustain high levels of performance over the long term, we need to find a rhythm that works for us.
Sustainability.
It's about honoring our natural energy cycles and recognizing when we need to push and when we need to rest.
I think that's something that a lot of people struggle with.
Yeah.
We live in a culture that glorifies hustle and grind.
Yeah, we're always on.
But the billionaire is saying it's okay to slow down, to take breaks, to recharge.
And he encourages them to schedule time for play, to reconnect with their inner child, to pursue hobbies and activities that bring them joy, and to spend time in nature. He believes that when we allow ourselves to fully disconnect and recharge, we return to our work with renewed energy, focus, and inspiration. And he reminds them, and us, that life is meant to be enjoyed, not just endured. He says, adulting is broken children. Heaven on earth emerges naturally in your heart when you have the brilliance and bravery to start opening it again, like you did when you were little. What a powerful message. It's about rediscovering that joy and wonder that we so often lose sight of as we get older. It's about finding that balance between achieving our goals and savoring the journey.
So true.
And as our deep dive into the 5 a.m. Club comes to an end, we're left with this incredibly powerful message that we have the power to create a life that is extraordinary in every way. We can achieve great things while also prioritizing our well-being, nurturing our relationships, and making a positive impact on the world. It's a call to action to embrace the 5 a.m. Club philosophy, to own our mornings, to cultivate a winning mindset, to prioritize our health, to connect with our purpose, and to live each day with intention and joy. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 5 a.m. Club, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to Teacher Ricky's channel. And let us know in the comments what other books you'd like us to explore in future episodes. Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey. We hope you're feeling inspired to unlock your own inner genius and create a life that is truly extraordinary. Remember, the best is yet to come. Own your morning, elevate your life.
That's it for today.